Hello, friends. Today we are going to talk about the book Thinkless Do More by Peter Hollins. Many times we are not able to start any work because we feel that we should do it in a perfect way. This thought grips us, and we just keep thinking, but are unable to do anything. This is called inertia, that is, inertia or stagnation. The easiest solution to this is to lower your standards a bit. Imagine when you want to learn a new skill like painting or playing the guitar. If you think that you have to become like a professional artist in the first attempt itself, then you may never be able to start. You will feel that you are not good, and you will stop yourself thinking that there is no use of doing it until you become perfect. But if you lower your standards and just make a small doodle or try to play a simple tune, then you will start. Once you start, it becomes easier to move forward. Similarly, when we think about a big task, it starts to seem so heavy that we do not complete it. But you are not able to work. Suppose you have to write a 10-page report and you are thinking that it should be very perfect. As soon as you think this, you will feel that it is very difficult and you will start procrastinating. But if you think that you just have to write the first paragraph, no matter how it is, then you will be able to start working. Our mind is more interested in seeing the finish line, but when it sees that it is very far away, it gets scared. To overcome this, all you have to do is make your first step easy. If you want to start exercising, do not think that you have to do a 1-hour workout every day. Just think that you have to do stretching for just 5 minutes. When you are done with stretching, maybe you yourself will feel that something else should be done. Perfectionism sometimes becomes the biggest enemy of progress. We believe that we should be perfect in everything, but the truth is that perfection never comes in a jiffy. It comes gradually by trying again and again. The first draft is always bad. The first attempt is always average, and the first step is always a failure. There is always instability, but if you accept it and allow yourself that you can do average work in the beginning, you can beat inertia. Think about when a child learns to walk. Does he start running without falling the first time? No, he falls, then gets up and then falls again and gradually learns to walk. If he thinks that until he can walk without falling, he will not even try, then he will never be able to walk. We also need to adopt the same mindset. Many times we think that if we keep low standards, our work will be useless, but this is not true. Starting is the most difficult part of any task, and if you make that part easy, the journey ahead automatically becomes easy. When you start writing, you can edit slowly. When you start exercising, you can gradually increase your stamina. When you start a new business, you can gradually improve it. But if you keep thinking that the beginning should be perfect, then you will probably never be able to start. So the next time you feel that you are not able to do anything, think about it. If you are feeling too much pressure to do the work, then just lower your standards, make your target smaller, break the work into smaller parts, and most importantly, do not burden yourself with being perfect. You just have to start, no matter how small that start is. Once you get into motion, the inertia will end on its own. Often we think that to do any work, motivation is needed first. We will start that work only when we feel motivated, but the truth is completely different from this. Actually, motivation is born from action. That is, if you take just the first step, even without motivation, then gradually you will start getting motivated automatically. When you start doing something, you get involved in it, and then your mind automatically starts motivating you to move forward. Suppose you have to read a long book, but you do not feel like reading it. You are thinking that I will read it when I feel like reading, but if you take the action of reading just 2 pages, then your mind will slowly start getting into that process, and you will automatically feel that you should read something else. This applies to any work, whether it is exercise, study, work, or learning a new skill. If you start, motivation will come automatically. The problem with motivation is that it is a temporary thing. You can get motivated by a motivational video or speech, but that motivation does not last long. Therefore, if you rely only on motivation, you will again start feeling lethargic in a few days. But if you make it a habit to take action, then you can achieve your target even without motivation. The best example of this is workout. Many people think that first they should get in the mood to exercise, then they will go to the gym. But if they start with just 5 minutes of stretching, then their body and mind will gradually get into it, and then they will feel like doing some more exercise. This principle applies to everything. When you start doing any work, your energy starts shifting towards it, and motivation starts arising automatically. Think that you must have felt very lazy to do some work before, but when for some reason, when you started it, you started enjoying it. The reason for this is that after taking action, your mind gets tuned to work in that direction. Many times we feel very bored at the beginning of a work, but if we continue it, then that thing gradually starts to seem interesting. It is a psychological fact that when we get involved in an activity, our mind starts working towards completing it. Another big advantage of this is that when you start taking action, the self-doubt and uncertainty inside you also gradually start reducing. When you just keep thinking that a task is difficult, then it seems even more difficult to you. But when you start doing it, you realize that it was not as difficult as you thought. Another interesting thing is that taking action can also change your self-image. If you think that you are a lazy person, then you will behave like that. But if you take action for just 5 minutes, then you can create a new story about yourself. I am a person who can work even without motivation. Just by thinking this, you are ready to do more. To understand why action is necessary for motivation, you get a small result. This result increases your self-confidence, and then you get the inspiration to do more. Gradually, this motivation increases, and you can bring big changes in your life. To put it in simpler terms, if you start a task despite not feeling like doing it, then in a short time, you will start getting interested in it yourself. And when you start doing this again and again, you will not need to wait for motivation. You will take action, and motivation will be created by action itself. Often, whenever we hear the name of risk, fear arises in our mind. We feel that if we take a big step and it proves wrong, then we may get into trouble. This thinking keeps us away from many new opportunities, but in reality, risk is not just a danger, but can also be a means of growth. When we see risk as an opportunity to learn and progress instead of seeing it as a scary thing, imagine if a child wants to learn to ride a bicycle, he has the risk of falling. If he never tries just because of the fear that he might fall, then he will never be able to learn to ride a bicycle. But when he takes this risk, falls, gets up and tries again, then one day he can ride a bicycle comfortably without falling. This principle applies to our entire life. Many people like to live in the comfort zone because there is no risk there. But by living in the comfort zone, we have to limit our life. The biggest disadvantage of living in the zone is that you are never able to grow. When you learn a new skill, start a new business, or take a new challenge, there is a risk in it. But along with that, there are also huge opportunities to learn and move forward. Taking risk does not mean that you take any big step without thinking. It means that you take a calculated risk. That is, you first analyze the situation, understand its advantages and disadvantages, and then take an informed decision. When you take risks in this way, your chances of failure are reduced, and your chances of success are increased. Another big advantage of embracing risk is that it makes you mentally strong. When you repeatedly take small risks and learn from them, your ability to face any challenge increases. You gain confidence to face it. Gradually, your mind starts considering failure as a learning process and not something to be afraid of. If you look at your professional life, all the big entrepreneurs or leaders have taken a big risk at some point of time. If they were afraid of taking risks, they would probably not have reached that position today. Steve Jobs took a risk and created Apple. Elon Musk took a risk and started companies like Tesla and SpaceX. There is definitely some risk behind every big success. Always try to play safe, so we will never be able to reach our full potential. If a person is afraid to speak his heart out to someone because he has the risk of rejection, then he will never be able to express his feelings. But if he takes a risk, then either he will get success or he will learn something new from the rejection and move forward. Taking a risk does not mean that you will always win. Sometimes you will fail too, but these failures will teach you how to do things better next time. All the successful people in the world have failed many times, but they learned from every failure and did better next time. If you are afraid of risk, then first of all, change your thinking. Do not see it as a threat, but consider it an opportunity. Whenever you get a new opportunity, do not just think about what can go wrong in it, but also think about how much you will benefit if it goes right. The habit of thinking like this will make you proactive, and you will be able to grab more opportunities in your life. Another advantage of taking a risk is that it will increase your chances of success, improves creativity and problem-solving skills. When you accept a new challenge, you have to get out of your comfort zone and find new solutions. This increases your thinking ability, and you start feeling more confident. So the next time you get an opportunity that involves risk, do not reject it just because of fear. Analyze it carefully, and if you feel that this risk is worth taking, then definitely take it. It may prove to be your best decision, and your life changes completely. Often when we plan our day, we make a to-do list. In this, we write all the tasks that we have to complete. But many times we see that our day ends and many tasks in our list remain incomplete. A big reason for this is that we do not pay attention to those things that distract us and do not let us stay focused. That is why we should not only make a to-do list, but also a don't-do list. This is such a list. It contains all those things that we should avoid, so that our attention remains in the right place and we can remain productive. Imagine if you start scrolling social media on your phone as soon as you wake up in the morning, then a lot of your time is wasted. You think that you will just spend 5 minutes, but when you look at the clock again, 30 to 40 minutes have passed. Similarly, if you keep checking emails repeatedly throughout the day or start reacting immediately to every small thing, then your energy is spent in the wrong place. The do not do list helps in identifying such things so that you can avoid those habits that waste your time and productivity. To make this list, first of all, you have to see which activities distract you throughout the day. Do you check your phone in every small break? Do you waste too much time in unnecessary meetings? Do you spend too much time on social media without any plan? Note down all these things and put them in your do not do list. This will give you a clear understanding of which activities you need to avoid. Things to avoid. The biggest advantage of a don't do list is that it teaches you discipline. When you have a clear idea of what you don't want to do, you can focus more on your important tasks. Suppose it is written in your list that I will not use social media before 10 a.m. Then whenever you feel like picking up your phone and checking Instagram or Twitter, your list will remind you that this is not your priority. Gradually, it will become a habit, and your productivity will increase. Many people think that success comes just by working hard, but in reality, it is more important to work smartly. If you use your time properly instead of just being busy, you can do more in less time. The don't do list helps you understand which tasks are just wasting your time, and by avoiding them, you can put your energy in the right direction. To make it better, you can update your list from time to time. Initially, you may feel that only social media distracts you, but after a few weeks, you will realize that it is not your priority. If you feel that unnecessary meetings are also taking up a lot of your time, then you will have to add in your don't do list that I will not attend useless meetings. Similarly, keep refining your list based on your experience. Another important thing is that the don't do list is not only to avoid distraction, but it also gives you emotional and mental clarity. Many times we take such decisions which are not right for us only because we have a habit of not being able to say no. If it is written in your list that I will not say yes to such tasks which do not match my goals, then it can help you save yourself from unnecessary commitments. If you are an entrepreneur, writer, or in any creative field, then this list becomes even more important because the most important thing for you is deep work. That is, the time when you can do your best work by being fully focused, but if your attention keeps getting diverted by small distractions, then you will never be able to reach your full potential. The don't do list will help you in achieving this goal. It gives you clarity about which tasks to avoid so that you can focus on your most important tasks. This list can be very useful not only for professional life, but also in personal life. Suppose you want to improve your health. If it is written in your don't do list that I will not eat junk food after 11 p.m., then it will help you make the right choices. If you want to focus on your mental health, then you can add in the list that I will not spend time with people who drain my energy. Finally, it is important to understand that as important as it is to decide what to do, it is equally important to decide what not to do. We all have only 24 hours, and if we learn to put our energy in the right place, then we can bring a big change in our life. Making a small don't do list is an easy but powerful way to make your day better and more productive. If you follow it honestly, then you will see how your efficiency, focus, and overall happiness starts increasing in every aspect of our life. There are many tasks in a day. Some are important and some are less important. But it often happens that we get entangled in those tasks which are not so important, and the tasks which actually matter the most to us get left behind. The reason for this is that we are not able to set our priorities correctly. This is where the burner list is needed. It is a way by which you can keep your most important and less important tasks separate, so that your energy and attention is used in the right direction. The idea of the burner list is that you divide your tasks into two parts: front burner and back burner. The front burner includes those things which are your biggest priority and on which you should pay the most attention. These are the tasks which help you achieve your big goals. On the other hand, the back burner includes those things which are important, but do not require much attention at the moment. These can be the tasks which you can do later or which are not so critical. Imagine that you are a chef and you are cooking many things simultaneously in the kitchen. Something is cooking on a stove, which you have to keep stirring it continuously so that it gets cooked properly. This is your front burner. There are some things kept on low flame which can be seen when the time comes. This is your back burner. Similarly, when we organize our life in this way, we can focus our energy in the right place. If you are working on a big project, then it will be your front burner task. But if you want to learn a new skill or work on a new idea at the same time, then it can go on the back burner. This does not mean that the tasks on the back burner are useless. It only means that they should not get that much priority right now. This does not distract your attention, and you are able to focus on the most important things. The biggest advantage of adopting a burner list is that it makes decision-making easy. Whenever a new task comes up, you can immediately decide on which burner it should go. This keeps your mind clutter-free and you do not miss important things. Its second advantage is that it saves you from multitasking. Often people do many things simultaneously. They try to do this, and the result is that they are not able to complete any work properly. But when you know which work is on the front burner, then you can fully focus on it and handle the rest of the things later. To make the back burner list more effective, you can review it every week or month because priorities change with time. The work which is on the back burner today may need to be brought to the front burner after a few weeks, so it is important to update it from time to time. This system not only increases your productivity, but also gives you mental clarity. When your mind is not entangled again and again in thinking what should be done right now, you can also use it for small decisions in your daily life. Like if you want to focus on fitness, then keep it on the front burner, whereas if you want to read a new book but are not getting time right now, then you can keep it on the back burner. This method is very useful in professional life too. Suppose you are an entrepreneur and you have a new book. There are many ideas, but it is not possible to work on all of them at once. Then you can make a burner list and decide which idea is the most important and which can be explored later. The real magic of the burner list is that it teaches you discipline. It helps you understand that not every task is equally important, and if you focus on everything at once, nothing will be completed properly. When you understand which things to prioritize and which to keep aside for now, both your productivity and success start increasing. So if you want to manage your day in a better way and put your energy on the right things, Then include the burner list in your life. This is an easy but powerful method that will give you clarity and help you achieve your most important goals. Every day in our life, we have to take a lot of decisions, some small, some big. Sometimes we start thinking so much even on very small decisions that our brain gets tired, and there is no energy left to take big decisions. This is called overanalysis, and it reduces both our productivity and confidence. The best solution to this is to adopt the superstructured decision model. This is a structured method through which you can take quick and correct decisions without getting stuck in unnecessary thinking. Imagine if every time you have to think about what to wear in the morning, what to have breakfast, or which email to reply to first, then your mind will get entangled in these small decisions. This is the reason why many successful people simplify their everyday decisions. For example, Steve Jobs and Mark Zuckerberg always wore the same clothes so that they do not have to take a decision about this every day. Similarly, if you adopt a structured decision-making framework, then your mind will be able to focus on more important things. The superstructured decision model means that you have a predefined system that helps you decide which decision to take and how to take it. This will make you spend less time thinking, and your choices will be aligned with your goals. This model is especially for those. It is very beneficial for people who often fall prey to decision paralysis, i.e., when there are too many options and we are unable to decide which one is right. The first step of adopting this model is that you have to decide what kind of decisions you can automate. For example, if you spend time every day thinking whether you should go to the gym or not, then automate it, i.e., fix some days of the week that you have to go on those days. No matter what happens, this will eliminate the need to take this decision every day. The second step is to set decision-making criteria, i.e., whenever you have to take a big decision, you should have some predefined questions that help you choose the right choice, such as whether this decision matches my long-term goals. Will it use my time and energy in the right direction? Will it use my time and energy in the right direction? If I take this decision wrong, what can be its worst effect? When you have these predefined filters, you will be able to take the right decision without thinking too much. The third step is to learn from past decisions. If you have made a wrong decision in the past, then analyze where the mistake happened and what can be done to avoid that mistake next time. This will improve your decision-making ability, and you will be able to make more confident choices in the future. This model not only increases your speed, but also increases your mental clarity. When you start taking decisions according to a structured process, instead of thinking again and again, your mind remains more relaxed and stress also reduces. The superstructured decision model also protects you from distraction. When you have a system, you do not pay much attention to every small thing and focus only on those things that matter the most to you. This makes you more productive and efficient. If you want to adopt this model in your professional life, then you can divide your work decisions into categories such as urgent tasks, important but non-urgent tasks, and completely avoidable tasks. This will help you immediately. You will understand what to give priority to and what to leave. You can use this in your personal life as well. For example, if you think every time about what you have to do on the weekend, then you can fix some options in advance, like spending one day with family, keeping one day for yourself, and one day for a new experience. This will save you from having to take decisions again and again, and your time will be more organized. By adopting the superstructure decision model, you will not only be able to take decisions quickly, but you will also understand whether your choices are aligned with your goals or not. This is a powerful method that makes you a smart and confident decision maker by saving you from overthinking. Our body works according to a special kind of rhythm, which is called ultradian rhythms. This is the same natural cycle that keeps our energy levels up and down throughout the day. Many times you must have felt that at some point in the morning you feel very energetic and focused, but after a few hours, suddenly we start feeling tired or distracted. This is the effect of ultradian rhythms. If we understand this natural energy cycle and make a schedule for our work, we can increase our productivity manifold. Often, people make the mistake of expecting the same kind of energy throughout the day. They think that if they work continuously from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., their output will always be the same. But this is not the case. Our body works in a cycle of every 90 to 120 minutes. That is, after about 1.5 to 2 hours, our energy starts decreasing gradually, and we need a small break. If we work according to this natural cycle, we will feel more productive and less tired. Imagine how efficient your work will become if you do the most important and demanding task at the time of your highest energy level. Energy is low. Do such tasks that do not require much mental effort, such as checking emails, attending meetings, or planning. In this way, you can follow the natural rhythm of your body. The best way to work with your energy and not against it is to observe your energy patterns. For a week, pay attention to what time of the day you feel most energetic and focused, and what time you feel lethargic or distracted. This will help you know what your peak energy hours are. When you know your peak hours, do the most critical work during those hours. The work that requires the most concentration and creativity, for example, if you are a writer, do your writing during the high energy hours in the morning. If you are working on a strategy or planning, keep this also during your peak time. On the other hand, when your energy is naturally low, do light tasks at that time, such as calls, emails, or casual discussions. Many people feel guilty thinking that they cannot work continuously at high energy throughout the day. But in reality, doing so is not possible. Even the most productive people in the world take breaks and work according to their body's natural energy. When you understand that your body, how it works, you can organize your work smartly. Another big advantage of adopting ultra-day rhythms is that it can prevent burnout. When we work continuously without stopping, our energy is completely exhausted and we get tired quickly. But if we take breaks at the right time, keeping in mind our energy cycles, then our efficiency remains and we can work at high performance for a long time. If you want to apply this approach in your life, then first of all, make your daily schedule a little flexible. It is not necessary that you perform the same all the time. You just have to understand which hours are your most productive and which hours you need to relax. For example, if you feel the most energy between 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., then do the most important and challenging work at that time. Then take a short break from 12 to 12:30, take a walk, drink water, or rest for a while. After this, return to work again. But now give priority to light tasks. These small things can bring a big change in your productivity. This is not just time management, but also a way of energy management. When you start working according to your ultradian rhythms, you will find that you are able to do more work with less effort than before, and your mind is feeling more fresh and focused. Our body works according to a natural rhythm, which is called ultradian rhythms. It controls our energy levels throughout the day. Have you ever noticed that at one time you are super focused, but after a few hours you start feeling tired or distracted? This is the effect of this rhythm. If we understand this and make a proper schedule of our work, then we can become more productive. Often people think that the same energy will remain throughout the day, but it does not happen. Our body works in a cycle of every 90 to 120 minutes. That is, after 1.5 to 2 hours, our energy naturally starts decreasing, and we need a break. If we work according to this natural cycle, then we can do more with less effort. The best way to work is to observe your energy patterns. Understand which hours of the day are your peak performance and when you feel tired. Then do the most important work in your high energy time, the one that requires the most focus and creativity. When the energy is low, do emails, meetings, and casual tasks at that time. Many people feel guilty that they are not able to work at high performance throughout the day. But smart work is that you work with your body rhythm and not against it. The most productive people in the world also take breaks and do the right work at the right time. One big advantage of this is that you avoid burnout. If you work for a long time without stopping, your energy will be exhausted quickly. But if you follow ultradian cycles and take breaks at the right time, you will remain efficient. If you want to apply this approach in your life, then leave the rigid timetable and understand your natural rhythms. When you are in high energy mode, do challenging tasks, and when the energy is low, do light tasks. 30. Taking small breaks of 10 minutes also maintains focus and efficiency. This is not time management, but energy management. When you start working according to your ultra rhythms, you will find that more work is being done with less effort, and your mind is feeling more fresh and focused. So friends, this was our book summary today. Do let us know by commenting how you liked it, and thank you for listening to the summary till the end.